The Area Education Agency Reform Bill is still making its way through the Iowa Statehouse. Maddie Franz tells us about the concerns administrators from our local AEA say they have about how it could impact students. It's our top story tonight at 10.
The Area Education Agency Reform Bill would give Iowa school districts control of special education funds and give the Board of Education power over AEAs. The bill was discussed by state legislators Wednesday in Des Moines, but here in the Quad Cities, administrators at the Mississippi Bend AEA are worried about the bill's potential impacts.
So overall, the concern is just the provision of services.
Kim Hoffman is the Director of Special Education with Mississippi Bend. She says the bill's timeline is too fast. If the bill passes, districts would have to commit to either use their AEA's special ed services or find a new provider by June 30th.
We haven't given the system time to figure out how to build the right infrastructure in order to meet all the needs.
Also affected by the bill is the connection parents can have with special ed providers.
The fact that that service will be based out of Des Moines versus in the community with local community members, it's just going to create a disconnect that's going to be very difficult for parents.
Some supporters of the reforms, like Okoboji Community Schools Superintendent Todd Abrahamson, say AEAs aren't doing enough.
We have a strong special ed staff in our district, and they're begging for additional services.
But opponents of the bill worry the changes will leave small districts worse than before.
Part of the reason why AAs were formed in the mid-70s was to leverage the economies of scale. Smaller districts are going to have a hard time finding the adequate staffing to meet their students' needs.
Shane Williams is the Director of Special Education Services. He says the current system isn't perfect, but taking from AEAs isn't the way to fix it. In Bettendorf, Maddie Franz, WQAD News 8.
And Hoffman and Williams agree with the part of the bill that would raise teachers' salaries and hope it can be separated from AEA reform.